Day 1, I hated it. Day 7, I almost quit. Day 15, I started to feel it. Day 30, I'll never go back. This is what happens when you stop hitting snooze on your potential. Start waking up at 5 a.m. for 30 days straight. I didn't do this for aesthetics, not to be trendy, not to make a cute morning routine vlog. I did this because I was sick of who I was becoming, unfocused, undisciplined, constantly behind. So I made a deal with myself. 30 days, 5 a.m. No excuses. Not to be perfect, but to change. I wanted to know what would happen if I took full ownership of my mornings. And let me tell you, it changed everything. Waking up at 5 a.m. sounds noble until it's real, till you're dragging yourself out of bed while the world's still asleep. The first few days felt like war. Not against the world, but against myself. Every cell in my body screamed to go back to sleep. My excuses, louder than my alarm. But that's the thing about self-discipline. It doesn't show up until you do. You have to move before the motivation comes. And in that resistance, I found something real. Progress doesn't feel like progress when it's painful, but pain is the price of progress. Around day 10, things began to shift. Not overnight, but subtly, consistently. I stopped rushing, started thinking clearer. I created before I consumed. By 9 a.m., I'd already worked out, read 10 pages, and planned my day. While most people were still groggy, I was ahead. Discipline gave me momentum, and that momentum bled into everything. I started eating cleaner, working harder, procrastinating less. It wasn't just waking up early. It was who I was becoming because of it. Waking up early didn't just change my schedule. It changed my identity. You set goals at the start of the year, maybe even wrote down some affirmations. You envisioned a future you wanted to see and felt inspired to make it happen. But life happened. Months went by, and now you find yourself here again. Looking at another blank page on another January calendar, unsure where to begin. The good news is, you already have. In the past 30 days, I challenged myself to wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning, and today I want to share what I learned with you. Because there are 3 truths about waking up early that will change how you approach success and happiness. I can't wait to show you them now. 1, don't get it twisted. This challenge wasn't smooth. There were days I overslept. Days I questioned if it was worth it. Nights I stayed up too late and paid for it in the morning. Discipline isn't a straight line, it's messy, it's repetitive. So before we dive into the deeper lessons, let me clear something up. Waking up early is hard, and yes, there are benefits, which I'll talk about soon. But it's not always easy. Some mornings, my body wanted to stay tucked under the covers more than anything. It took all my strength to pull myself up. But here's the deal. The real flex isn't waking up early once. It's doing it when no one's watching. When you're tired, when you're sore, when you don't feel like it. That's where the edge is. It's where the change lives. And every time I push through, I prove to myself, I'm not my excuses. I'm my actions. In fact, after 30 days, I can confidently say this. You do unrise to your goals. You fall to your systems. Your level of success is determined by the small habits you build, not the big goals you write down. And the earlier you start those habits, the better. Which leads me to the second most important thing I learned. Discipline is louder than motivation. Most people wait until they feel motivated to do the hard work. And by then, it's usually too late. The motivation has passed. We've wasted precious time, and now we're left with regret. But here's the flip side. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It demands action, showing up even when you don't feel like it. Doing the work even when no one's watching. Being intentional with your time. So what does this look like practically? For me, it meant setting my alarm across the room. So I had to get out of bed to turn it off. Having a non-negotiable morning routine that I loved, so I actually wanted to stick to it. And surrounding myself with supportive friends who kept me accountable. Look, discipline doesn't have to be torture. It can be enjoyable, just requires intention. So ask yourself, what small changes can you put in place today to help you stick to your goals tomorrow? Because remember, consistency breeds results. Motivation won't get you there. And that brings me to the final and most transformative truth I discovered. The way you start your day bleeds into everything else. Waking up at 5 a.m. isn't just about getting more done. It's about becoming more intentional with how you live. See, our days aren't neatly divided into work, personal life, relationships. Every hour blends into the next. So when I started my day stressed and rushing, it affected everything. My patience wore thin, found it harder to focus and be present with my friends and family. And I didn't have the energy to pursue the things I loved. But once I figured out a morning routine that worked for me, magic happened. I became more focused, more present, more me. And that's when it hit me. Success is built before the world wakes up. Now, hear me carefully. This isn't about glorifying hustle culture or sacrificing your well-being for productivity. It's about reclaiming your mornings to create space for what truly matters to you. It's about intentionally designing your day so that you can live a life that you are excited about. So let me pause for a moment and let these words sink in. If you're tired of feeling behind, overwhelmed, burnt out, it's time for a reset. If you're stuck in cycles of distraction, doubt, or delay, it's time for a reset. If you're unhappy with where you are in life, it's time for a reset. If you're ready to make positive changes but don't know where to start, it's time for a reset. If you're watching this and something resonates, please write the word reset in the comments below. Let me know. If you're going through the same thoughts, feelings, struggles I've mentioned, please write reset in the comments. I promise you this, you're not alone. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to set a New Year's resolution or make a positive change in your life, only to find yourself giving up after a few weeks or months? If you answered yes, don't worry, you're not alone. We've all been there before, but here's the good news. You don't need more time, you need more intention. And that's exactly what the 5 a.m. challenge is all about. It's a free, personalized 30-day challenge designed to help you build a morning routine that sets you up for success. The best time to start working on yourself was yesterday. The second best time is right now. If you're unhappy with where you are in life, overwhelmed with where you need to go, it's time for a reset. If you're stuck in cycles of distraction, doubt, or delay, it's time for a reset. If you're unhappy with where you are in life, it's time for a reset. If you're ready to make positive changes but don't know where to start, it's time for a reset. If you're watching this and something resonates, please write the word reset in the comments below. Let me know. If you're going through the same thoughts, feelings, struggles I've mentioned, please write reset in the comments. I promise you this, you're not alone. The world operates on a cycle of distraction. We're constantly bombarded with things that pull our attention away from what truly matters. Social media notifications, emails, news alerts. It's a never-ending stream that can easily derail our focus and lead us away from our goals. You see, we're all terminally tech fatigued. Our brains are wired to seek instant gratification, and the internet, with its likes and comments and shares, is designed to exploit this very nature of ours. Before we know it, we've wasted precious time scrolling, clicking, and consuming without any tangible outcome. The danger lies in normalizing this behavior. We start to confuse busyness with productivity and find ourselves trapped in a cycle of distraction. The solution: create pockets of calm in your life. Moments of stillness where you can reconnect with what truly matters. Set boundaries around your tech use. Designate specific times to check notifications. Instead of being constantly at their mercy, embrace the power of boredom. It might just be the catalyst for your next big idea. Cultivate a habit of deep work, of intense focus on the task at hand. In the realm of productivity, quality truly is the metric that matters. One piece of high-quality work is infinitely more valuable than a mountain of shallow, busy work. Embrace the idea of the second brain. Leverage technology to your advantage. Use apps and tools to capture ideas, automate tasks, and manage your time effectively. The goal is to reclaim your attention and direct it towards what truly counts. Remember, it's not about being less distracted, but rather being intentionally focused. If you enjoyed this video, you might also appreciate my content on 7 ways to stop caring what others think. It's a guide to living authentically and breaking free from societal expectations. Also, I would love to invite you to join me on my channel, where I publish new videos every week on self-discipline and mindset challenges. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.